Let's see this question. So I'm gonna show a wrong way of doing this because we tend to do this. We tend to say, okay, when I learn square root, but if I have square root of number multiplied by square root of another number, because both are under square root sign, so I can put them together. I have square root of AB. So we'll apply this to the question. So we're thinking, okay, this is a square root, this is a square root. Then I can put them under the same square root sign and multiply negative 19 with a negative 19. Well, negative times negative become positive. This is a 19 squared. Then square root. Then I get 19, positive 19. No. So this is the wrong way of doing it. Why? Because square root of 19 means, let's call this x, right? The meaning of this is saying x squared equals to negative 19. This is not a real number. Not a real number. So this is not in real number system. Because in real number system, the definition is any number, when we square it, it cannot be negative. It cannot be negative. It has to be greater than equal to 0. It has to be at least 0 if we square any number. But in this case, when we square some number, we get negative 19. So we know this is an imaginary number, right? So this is an imaginary number. With the imaginary number, we have another system. We're seeing some I squared equals to negative 1. Or I equals to square root of negative 1. Right, so x squared equals to negative 19. That is to say x squared equals to 19 I squared. Right, so it's an imaginary number. So what do we do? How do we calculate those two imaginary numbers then? We need to use the definition of the imaginary number, which is this. Right? For square root of 19, negative 19, we need to say, okay, negative 1, this is a negative 1 multiplied by 19. Well, negative 1 is I. Okay? So it's a square root of I 19. And that is, we can, if we want, no, it's negative 1 times 19. Or we can split as the square root of negative 1 times square root of 19. And square root of negative 1 is I. So that's I square root 19. Sometimes we'll put the I behind square root 19. Either way, it's fine. Okay. So I have to do the other square root of negative 19 the same way. So this is a multiply by I square root of 19. Right. So square root of negative 19 is I square root 19 or square root of 19I. So I have two of this. So we square, we got I square and the square root of 19 square. Well, I square, which is square root square. So this is index and the exponent are the same. So it becomes 1. So 19. Well, what is I square? I square is negative 1. So we get a negative 19. All right. So those two numbers are imaginary numbers. We multiply two imaginary numbers. All right. So we get negative 19. Okay. That's the answer for this.